Good morning, wherever you are. It's time for the Monday Minute with the Poppy of the Paranormal. I'm Kristen Paul. I hope you're thawed out. Within the last 3 days, we have had negative 40 wind chills here. Now, I looked on my phone this morning. Down in Rogers, Arkansas, it's 8 degrees. It's never 8 degrees in Rogers, Arkansas. I know you're going, what the hell is he talking about Rogers for? Well, I have real estate in Rogers, and we'll leave that at that. Of course, we have Jan here with us, as always, and we have got some crazy things to talk about today. Where do we start? Let's start with something that was on TV many years ago. Well, maybe not that long ago, but yeah, it's probably been 15, 20 years by now. I don't remember exactly, but there was a PRS episode. I know there are a lot of Paranormal State fans out there. Ryan Buell, Chad Kalick, Katrina, few other people come to mind, but I can picture them, but I don't remember what their name is off the top of my head. Not important. Many years ago, PRS had an episode in a little town in Illinois, town of Quincy, Illinois. Now, this was presented as a demonic case that they were on. And the young woman who was supposedly under demonic oppression, shall we say, her name was Laura, Quincy, Illinois. Now, what relevance does this have with the Monday Minute today? Well, it's kind of one of those things that I remembered it as soon as it happened, but for somebody that doesn't know, you wouldn't get it at all. Circling back around to that PRS episode, the proclamation that they had recorded was, I am 6. Okay, anybody remember that? I am 6. All right, let's fast track things to 2025. Now, as a lot of you know, Dennis and I, we were down in Texas for a while, and we had hit as many establishments as we could for the amount of time that we had in the area, and that's rough. Excuse me. I mean that is rough because we only have so many times. We want to get into as many locations as we can. So one afternoon in San Antonio, Texas, we stopped by the one and only Black Swan Inn, which is an interesting place on a lot of levels. And we found it to be, or at least I found it to be, it had given me a totally different impression after being there compared to what I'd previously seen on TV. Okay. Now, Dennis and I had did a spirit session right on the front porch. We were the only ones there. There were other people on the property. This is a couple acres worth at least. Good sized property. If you live in the city, you're definitely not going to have this kind of size of a yard. Of course, personally, I wouldn't want to cut all that grass anyway. Anyway, in doing our spirit session out on the front porch of the Black Swan Inn, we got one very interesting EVP on the DR60. Now, I put this up with a link to our YouTube channel so you can see it for yourself. Dennis and I out on the front porch. You can see it, you can hear it. But when inquiring, we inquired, who's out on the front porch, and we got an EVP. I am. And that brought me to the next question. I asked, how many of you are out here? Or how many of you are at the Black Swan Inn? I don't remember my exact phrasing. And we get an EVP. I am 6. Okay, I am 6. I knew I had heard that. I had just reviewed this within the last week. I mean, this was since the last Monday Minute, and it's kind of been a crazy crazy last week here, para wise. But we'll get into that a little bit. I am 6. Out of the gazillion EVPs that we have captured over the years on the DR60, on recorders, on body cams, I have never had one that said, I am 6. Now, does this correlate with the demons in the Paranormal State episode? I don't know. I'm not going to make any such claims. But I have never been much of a believer in coincidence either. I am 6 on the front porch of the Black Swan Inn. Check it out. Go on the channel. Tube to the U. Check it out. Get over there. Give us a like. Give us a sub. Give us a comment. Please. It helps that algorithm out so much. It'd be easier if Google didn't change the algorithm every 20 minutes. But anyway, tube to the U. Get over there. You could check that video out right from the front porch of the Black Swan Inn from a hot and steamy Texas afternoon in August. All right. Contemplate that for a little bit. We're going to move on. Within the last week here, we have had, we meaning basically me, but the wife got involved in something too. There was an evening a few nights ago, late night, oh, I don't know, 11:30, quarter to midnight. I've got headsets on, not like the headset I have on now, but headphones, actually, I should say. And that's because I'm doing review. I am in my chair, which is in the corner of a room, and the room is outside walls, behind the chair and off to the left. So immediately behind the chair, there's an outside wall. There's a corner to the left. There's an outside wall. I've got headphones on. I'm doing review. All of a sudden, bam, bam, bam. I literally thought someone was pounding on my house. That's how loud it was. And it was loud even with, again, I had headphones on, and it was loud. Now, the amazing thing, I turned right away. I looked toward the window. Not that I expected anyone to be there, but I looked. And interestingly enough, I don't believe my dog heard it. Why do I say this? Because my dog had absolutely no reaction. None. Zero. Now, I don't know who's all got dogs out there, but if somebody comes up, like on your back stoop or your front door or whatever, starts banging on the door, your dog lets you know right away somebody's there. Well, this was bam, bam, bam. I mean, it was loud. He didn't hear it, which means it was directed at me, I suppose. Then I thinking to myself, was it actually in the clip that I was reviewing? Did this not happen? Did I hear this on the clip? So I backed the clip up that I was reviewing. It was not on the clip. Not. Okay, so let's back the truck up a little farther. So first, and I'm talking recent events because there have been others over the years, but recent events is I caught the EVP in my garage just a couple of weeks ago, working on something totally non-para. Caught the EVP in the garage. I thought, well, that's a little interesting. I don't live in a haunted house, nor do I want to. I know there are probably some people that think that would be cool. Well, ask my client outside of Spring Hill, Florida, who does live in a haunted location. Ask him what he feels about it. He's not going to say it's cool. Believe me, he's not. Anyway, so bam, bam, bam. Loud and proud on the side of the house. Now, that night, it had also snowed a little while. I'm looking out the front window. There are no tracks in the snow. I go out to the back. There are no tracks in the snow. And yet, bam, bam, bam. I mean, it's like you had your fist like this, and we're pounding on the outside wall. That's what it sounded like. All right, so that happened. I got to say that definitely got my attention. So what's happened since then? Okay, if you're living in the Midwest, at least especially the Upper Midwest, weather patterns have been pretty crazy lately, and we've been getting a fair amount of snow. Now it has been real cold, so I will say the snow has been nice and light. You won't break your back moving snow. It's nice and light. No need to drag the snowblower out. It was strictly shovel, or if you got a battery operated leaf blower, you could have blown it off the sidewalk. Easy. And that brings us to the next point. I'm going to show you something this morning. Hopefully, this will show up on camera. I don't know if it will because it is small. Can you see that? I don't know if you could see that or not. Like I said, it's pretty small. I want to hold it up high enough. Nah, with that program running in the background to give us the backdrop. Nah, it's not showing up too well. But anyway, what is it? It is a flag lapel pin. There it is. Now you can see it. Yeah, flag lapel pin. Bear with me. I'm working with about a 12 to 15-second time delay here. So anyway, my point is this. Where our house is, we have a detached garage. We have an alley where I live, not a driveway. So there is a sidewalk that goes from the house on a slightly downhill slope to the garage. That back walk has been shoveled several times lately. And the other day, this little flag pin was sitting right there, face up, plain as day, between two slabs of concrete on the sidewalk. How the hell is that possible? It is definitely not my pin. And what really makes it interesting is the fact that on the back of the pin, I think women are going to relate to this better than men will. But there's that little, like, clippy thing deal that goes over the post that let you'd like put it on your lapel. It would hold it on from the back. You know what I'm talking about? I would hold it up, but I don't think it's gonna come up in the screen very well. But that was there on the sidewalk. We are the only people that ever walked that sidewalk. And because it's a lapel pin, even though it's small, it does have a little bit of weight to it. This if you lay this out on a sidewalk and the wind blows, the wind is not going to move this. You know, just like I don't know. I don't know what's a good example. Obviously, you know, a piece of paper, the wind blow, it's going to blow it. But if you laid, let's say, a pencil down, it can be windy, but it's not going to blow the pencil away. Maybe it'll cause it to roll. Maybe if you got enough of an incline, but it's not gonna blow it away. So that was the story. So we had the three loud bangs on the house, and a few days later, a lapel pin. It's an American flag. Where the hell did this come from now? So, you know, two things in the course of about, I think, 4 days, interestingly. Over the years, we have had other interesting things happen. That is for sure. But yeah, lapel pin out on the sidewalk after shoveling the walk times. How would that even get there? Not possible. Anyway, that's what we got for today on the Monday Minute. Be good to each other. We're all we got. I know I say it every week, but be good to each other. That being said, peace out.